What's up, y'all? You ever met somebody they nice, but you can tell they got a mind problem? But anyway, we ain't gonna get on that. So I done got up. Look where the sun at, y'all. Right at almost at the horizon, right above the horizon. So I got up for the sun today. So I'm a real farmer today, and I want to take y'all along with me. We ain't gonna have no more freezing. I think it says 29 right now, but I ain't too much worried about that because y'all see the sun coming up and everything, and clear my nose past it. Every time I start up filming, y'all know my nose gets started. But anyway, we gonna uncover this stuff. Let me uncover this stuff, and then we'll talk about it. I'm glad the wind ain't blowing. So maybe I'll be able to do this without too much problem. Whew, that went to dust. Alright, let's peel this back. Yeah, it's like I got sandals on, don't know about that. A little frost in there, y'all. Just a little bit of frost. We got out of 26 last night. Oh! I took my own shoe off. Y'all, it didn't look like that when I covered it, did it? So all y'all talking about how close you plant the stuff and all that, have fun. Now, up here where it was touching that plastic, and I'm gonna talk to y'all about that a little later, that's frozen. I'm sure those tips froze over and over again, but you see the rest of it's all right. All right, let's go to this next one, and I'll talk a little bit more in depth. Y'all, it's 20-some degrees. I'm trying to move so I can, I ain't gonna say get from out here, but I want to get in the greenhouse. That went to dust too. Every little piece of wood I got. Yeah. was something in there. Love that coal. Looks like some kind of cabbage. Love that coal. Look how pretty that is. Now them tips, they froze. They froze, but we gonna see how it look once all this thaw out. Y'all see it's ice in there. I just wanted to touch on this here. So this year, the cold missed me. Well, excuse me, not the cold. Rewind. The snow. Y'all know this time last year I had snow. If you go back a year ago in my video, you'll see a picture, a thumbnail with a little bit of snow on the ground. So we do get snow here. Usually, well, last probably about 10 years, we get, you know, a touch of snow almost every year. But this year, that stuff went south of us, and that's so rare because places that had snow, particularly New Orleans, if you know how New Orleans is, you know it's water on just about 3 sides of New Orleans. And those big bodies of water like that, it makes it hard for it to snow. So the idea that it snowed in New Orleans is very, very rare. I know people say, oh, but they by the water. Yeah, but the ocean is hot compared to if you go inland and test air temps. The ocean stays warm. Bodies of water, it goes back to what I tell y'all about this water helping keep stuff from freezing. The ocean is the same way. It's a huge insulator. That's part of the reason why it's so hot and so humid in New Orleans. And that's why I won't go to Essence Fest. But we won't get on that. Let's get this one uncovered. Something I want to mention to y'all, if y'all gonna cover stuff, try to use long pieces or something, because it holds your plastic down better and it holds it down all the way around the edge and leave less room for air and stuff like that to get into it. And don't think I bought nothing. This stuff, what I'm holding this down with, this some stuff people throw it in the trash. And when I saw it, I got it. So people wanna throw away or whatever, I sure will use. Ooh, there's ice on all that. All that is ice. Right. So some of those volunteer red monsters I had over here, now they did get a little kissed by that cold. Now let me tell y'all, we got one day, and I may have mentioned this in another video, but we got one day where it did go down to 11 or 12 or 13, so somewhere in there, low teens. And the high for that day was 34. So we only got 2 days above freezing, 2 degrees above freezing. That was the worst day out of all of them. That next night, it was 19, and the high that day was 35, I think. So understand how many hours that was we were below freezing. We were only above freezing maybe 6 hours out of a 48-hour span. So that was the toughest, roughest, hardest day that we had. And that was the day where I really kind of feared for stuff. But y'all can see even this little bitty stuff that I had planted, it's damaged now. Like for instance, I'm gonna wait till it warm up some more. But you can see my onions was fine. I really need to cover my onions, but I'll cover the whole bed. I didn't cover the garlic or onions at all. I didn't cover the goji at all. Now one of them, they'll be fine. As long as your roots don't freeze, just try to keep your roots from freezing. Okay, I'm almost positive this stuff here, the callaloo up under here, I'm almost positive that it's probably gone. Now I'm gonna try to show y'all how you can tell if it's gone. Oh, shit, it may not be. I can show you how it's gone or not. So a lot of times if you rub something, like let me try this. If you rub it, that's just really just twisting. I wish I could find me like this. First of all, see all that juice coming out? Second of all, see how I can rub that and lift the skin right off? So when things freeze, they expand. And when they thaw, they contract. The contracting isn't so bad, it's the expansion. It's just like when you put water in something and it expands and it busts whatever you put it in. The same thing happens to these plants. These plants are unlike animal cells in that they have a rigid cell wall. Animal cells don't have that rigid cell wall like plants do. And when they freeze, it bursts the cell wall. And when it bursts the cell wall, it kills the cell, right? So now I'm just checking this to see, did that help any? That's not rubbing off. That might have helped that. Cause that show ain't rubbing off. See down here. Oh yeah, that's not rubbing off. So like up here, this might be a little damaged. Just a little bit. See how I can twist that? I shouldn't be able to do that. See how the skin's coming off? This part up here is damaged, but that down there is okay. So I know my boy over at Carter, well, Pentex Garden, he said he cut his too low. I wanted to tell y'all this. There's no such thing. You really can't cut a pepper too low. I found that out through experience. Yes, I cut my peppers high, hoping maybe that the tops will make it. I don't know if the tops will make it or not, but the point is, if you got, hold on y'all, let me get this tripod together. If you've got this section down here, like even if you cut this off flush with the ground, new growth can come out from the ground. That's how mine, that initial Creola that I had that I thought was dead, that's how it came back. There were some nodes under the ground and the new growth was coming from those nodes under the ground, okay? So you can cut them down real low. You can cut them flush with the ground if you want. It's a good chance that as long as the bottom part of that stem and those roots are alive, it's a real good chance they'll come back. Okay? So, you, like I said, you don't have to do exactly like how I did. Okay? I also want to let y'all know it's something that I forgot to do when I covered all this stuff. And we're going to see if it made a difference or not. So, last season when I overwintered, I didn't really cut my, I didn't cut my peppers back at all. I just put a ton of pine straw at the bottom, and then I put a ton of pine straw at the bottom, and then I covered the tops with my cloths the way I usually do. And what I noticed was all the top died back except for where I had the pine straw. These I did not heap a bunch of pine straw up on them. So I'm trying to see. I don't know if these, they still kind of green looking, but this look bad right here. See that? See how I'm able to just peel it off super easy? I know for a fact that limb's dead. And it don't matter that you see that little bit of green, it's on the way out. It's about to die. So that part is dead for sure. A lot of times you can feel it, like you can feel, see there? You can feel it moving. See, I shouldn't be able to peel that off super easy like that. It's dead. That part's dead. Down here too, this is dead too. See, I shouldn't be able to do that. If you can do that on a tree or pepper or whatever, it's that part is dead. Now, when I come down here, I don't feel no movement. So I might have lost this pepper all the way to down here, but it don't matter. It will grow new growth from there. You see what I'm saying? That's why I tell y'all, just because this stuff looks dead, see, that's moving. I can feel it moving. Like you can, like, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I promise you, if you touch it, you can feel it. But like down here, that's alive. So I'm leaving that. So I'm gonna call that, we're gonna see in the spring, we're gonna call that 60% chance them two come back, okay? So we're gonna keep rolling. And the garlic, there was no need to cover the garlic, but the garlic was right in with the pepper, so I wasn't gonna just try to cover the peppers and not cover the garlic, okay? By the way, just in case these don't come back, I'm still going to, yeah, this is, I can feel, yeah, I can feel this lifting. I can't really tell. I can't really tell on that one, it's hard to tell. This feels okay. This feels like it'll make it at the bottom. That feels okay. But I'm pretty sure up here this stuff is dead. But I'm gonna leave those sticks until later, because when I know for sure that you know they're not gonna come back, I can cut them off then. Like when I start seeing where the new growth is, that's when I'll cut off and cut back. Now these were peppers that I overwintered. This was their second year. Okay, they feel okay down by the ground, and that's where I'm gonna start checking. I'm not really, shoes up here feel all right. We're gonna see what them do, because up at the top they feel okay. Oh, why my foot feels so, my toes feel so cold. But you know what, I solve that problem. Be out here in 30-degree weather with sandals on. You know, when you're African, you just can't. If y'all know any Africans, y'all know. They always got on sandals. Always. And then their feet don't even really be up in the sandal. That's the part that kills me. But okay, now I got my boots on. So now my feet will be warm. I know y'all gonna say, put some socks on. Screw all that. My feet like to breathe. Say what you want. I know. It'll be okay. My mama said for years that I would die young because I didn't like to wear shoes. So. I don't know about these. These peppers were so small. Oh, that's not feeling good. I mean, all the way down to the soil. That feel like that's gone. Not banking on those. Not banking on those at all. Those might be dead, but I have more seeds for those. Those were long, sweet reds. So, like I said, you know, you don't win them all. All right, this was another ahidosi. That's what this was. This actually feels okay up here. I don't think that's, but it looks so crazy. But that don't mean nothing. It actually feels okay. This don't. And it's another thing. If it's dead down here, it's dead at the top. It's another thing I want y'all to know. But look how much pine straw there was in here. And this was just from whenever I planted it, man, that freeze was something else. It's even mushy right here, right at the edge of the pine straw. But beneath the pine straw is perfectly fine. Beneath the pine straw is perfectly fine. So I'm gonna say again what I said before, but I didn't follow my own advice. Is if you got pine straw or leaves or anything, if you're gonna try to overwinter your peppers outside, Pine straw, leaves, mulch, anything. Cut your peppers back. And depending on how cold it's gonna get, because it got very, very cold here. Like, if it's gonna get to 15, I would say cut them off like 3 or 4 inches above the soil and completely cover them with mulch. Whatever that is, whether that's pine straw, leaves, whatever. Just enough to insulate that stem to guarantee that that plant will have somewhere to sprout new growth. Because all it needs is just a little bit of stem, and those nodes will sprout new growth. Nodes are the places where new growth sprouts from on plants, just in case you want to know that botany term. So I knew these leaves and stuff weren't gonna make it. I just, like I said, I was cutting this back here, and soft, mushy, and mushy, mushy, mushy. It feels okay down below this pine straw though. It feels okay below there. What's crazy is the Buena Mulata feels like, I don't know, I can't really tell. I'm gonna leave it alone. And I'm gonna be honest, if you can't tell, please just leave your stuff alone. And then a couple of these fell. So if they bust open, you know, volunteer, I'm not totally against that. All right, let's get over here to this other little section. I'm not looking forward to folding up all these cloths. I know at least for the next 10 days we're not getting freezing. Hopefully we don't get no more, period. But that's kind of hard to, you know, I can't control the weather. So, and all of this leaves and stuff like this, you just push that right over in there. Just that's great plant matter. Yeah, these are fine down here. Yeah, it looks like a lot of these are going to be just fine down there. These were the sweet tarts as well. I hope my arroz con pollo. So some of the peppers that I really be hoping make it, and I don't have to start over, are the peppers, the South American ones, like the seasoning, or the Caribbean ones, South American and or Caribbean, the seasoning peppers, because it just takes, man, I swear to God, this seems live. Like, it's like, so does this. That seems completely alive. I swear to y'all, if these peppers, but see, look down here though. See this? That don't look so hot. But this is on a different branch. That don't look so hot right there. This don't look so hot either. See, it looked like some of these places, the little stuff makes it. And then other places, it's like, nope. But see, this branch right here, oh, I don't know. Is that loose? I don't know. But, go below here. Yeah, it's fine down there. It looks fine down there. So, we'll keep an eye. We'll keep an eye on it. That tomato that was in here, I ain't banking on it to do jack diddly squat. Yeah, see how far down this is buried? So it's like 6 inches of that pepper that's buried. So you have 6 inches, you know, worth of space to play with, where new growth will hopefully sprout. And if we stay in the 50s and 60s, if we even just stay above freezing, I might be able to see, oops, sorry y'all, I might be able to see some new growth kind of early in the spring a little bit. This is where that tomato was. Yeah, I ain't studying the tomato. We gon', cause I know that's good and dead. We're gonna break you down, let you just feed the pepper and whatever else I decide to put in here, cause I might decide to pull some of that pine straw out, and I don't know, we gonna see. I might decide to pull that pine straw out, plant something else, and then put the pine straw back. That's what I'm thinking about doing. But once again, you see how much of this was covered with pine straw? Now this don't feel good. This came off on its own. That piece, it was already peeled. But some of these other ones, they feel fine. So we'll see about this pepper too. This also was an overwinter pepper from the year before. Okay. So I ain't new to this, I'm true to this. Because as a gardener, unless you just really like starting over every year, especially when it comes to peppers, and you know peppers don't start making. Like, it take peppers forever to start making. Like, that's for the birds to be waiting for forever. If you can overwinter at least something, you know, you could at least try, you know. And I didn't take in, I didn't dig up, I didn't do none of that stuff. Y'all saw what I did, I showed you. And it's looking the same. Look at the comfrey, it's fine. I mean, it's covered, I ain't shocked. So we're gonna look up under here and see what these radishes, look at that. Radishes, more or less, they fine. Is it damaged? Yep. Take that damage, put it right back down. So all this little stuff that was hanging over, no doubt I knew it would freeze. So all this little, and that's something I got to do today. A lot of cleanup of the, a lot of the damage. Because a lot of this damage I do want to get off, because if you go ahead and get some of this off, in this case, your plants have just went through something, you know, I hesitate to say traumatic, because they plants, I don't know if they truly feel trauma. They don't act like it, they bounce back as if they don't. But if you break off these leaves and stuff, that will encourage growth, okay? So a lot of this stuff that's damaged, I mean, it's gonna shed it on its own anyway, but I'm gonna help it speed up. And then I'm gonna be, like I said, these little leaves, baby, I still be seeing people, yeah, you don't want that dead matter, child, please. And I swear to God, the people who be saying that, I mean, not trying to be funny, the people who be saying that, I'm not even gonna go there. Let me put it like this, they stuff gonna be looking like my stuff. I'm just gonna put it like this. And I'm not even the greatest gardener in the world. Like I said, this callaloo, I was not expecting to make it. I really was just trying to see what it was gonna do. I'm gonna be honest, if I ain't gotta start from scratch on that, I don't want to. Cause once that callaloo, them roots, look how pretty this is. This volunteered. I planted something like this over here before. I can't remember what that is, but it looked good to me. I want to put that in a pot right now. Let me go. Now this the last something to uncover right here. I think I'm gonna do this video in 2 parts, y'all, so the video won't be too long. Where I'm at, yeah, about 30 minutes. This was that Pippin's Honey Golden. I got one more to uncover down there, but child, I don't know if this made it. I really don't. Did it make it over here? I don't know. I feel some goodness back around over there. On this one, I don't really feel it. Don't feel that hot to me. So I'm thinking no. Let's uncover this and let me see. I got to try to, because I know that's what I'm gonna do. Pull it. I don't know. I know I put this on and then put the cage over. That's problem number 1. Cause see, and I want to snatch and pull. That's what I want to do. All that taking your time, ain't nobody got time for all that. These radishes are a little worse for wear. They are on this end, and this end does see. That feels good. That feels good. So does that. So does that. Oh, this Pippin's Honey Golden. These regular sheets, they're thicker. They're thicker. You feel over here. Now right here, that feel, that don't feel too hot. Now, down up under the soil, it's fine. But like these other branches, like I said, we're gonna see, because sometimes your stuff down back anyway. But those regular sheets, y'all, if you can get you some regular sheets from the thrift store, they're a little thicker. I think they work a little better, and I'm gonna be more diligent and try to find me some sheets at the thrift store. The thrift store done got bad. They really don't want to sell you no sheets on kind of, you know how folk is. But they don't be understanding. Hell, I don't want to sleep on them. I wouldn't dare. I mean, I know you have to do what you have to do if you're in that, but I'm not in that circumstance, praise the Lord. But this, I'm not gonna clean this up on camera with y'all, but I do think, yeah, I believe this is alive for the most part. Some of it may be gone, but I think for the most part it's alive. I'm gonna leave this cage. I don't want that cage there for right now, because I think, yeah, right over here, I'm gonna put this cage over here, because I'm pretty sure that I'm going to plant some sugar snaps right there. Okay, so that's everything in the front. Y'all stay with me and stay tuned, because like I told you before, my channel is kind of like, you know, a running series. If you want to know what happens or see what happens or see the, you know, how I do and see the results, I do show the results. You just kind of have to look for them a little bit. But I did want to show this up close. So this was supposed to be extra dwarf bok choy. Look how pretty it is. Not a lick of damage. I mean, just a touch right there. And I saw this when it was touching the plastic. Oh, let me say this right quick before I get off of here. I do want to tell y'all that. You hear people saying don't use plastic to cover your stuff. Yes and no. When they say don't use plastic, this is what they mean. Now, when I put that plastic on, these were nowhere near this size. So they were not touching that plastic. And the plastic, of course, is like a greenhouse, so it gets humidity up under there. When it gets real cold at night, that humidity that's up against that plastic on the inside freezes. And if your leaves are touching, just like this here, see this little piece of ice? And it freezes your leaves. Like, you see how that's translucent? You see how you can see my finger through there? That, you know, that's damage from that being up against that plastic. But in my experience, I have found even if you use a cloth, let's say it rain on you or it snows on you, if it's touching that cloth, you're gonna get the same damage. I also prefer the plastic because it keeps all your water in. You don't have to really worry about watering. The water really won't evaporate out of there. As you can see, it's plenty of water on these beds, all this ice and stuff like that. But yeah, it was so warm under here, I could just tell this stuff was way lower than this, and it just started growing and growing. Like all of this right here, this is all frozen. Every last bit of this is all of this is frozen. You know, all of this was touching that. But it's fine, it'll be just fine. I'm gonna let this thaw, and I'm gonna take all that damage off of there. But look at how pretty it's standing up. I think these are 7-top turnips, and then this over here is something else. I can't remember. Might be regular turnips, hell, I don't know. But ain't it pretty? Can't even lie. That got beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And our weather patterns for the next 4 days, we're getting rain. See all these bare places? Get ready, YouTube, because y'all know I can't stand that. I can't stand them bare spots. I can't stand that. When y'all be talking about all that thinning, I be trying to figure out what can you plant in that spot. I promise you, just get ready, because let me see what this is. A weed. You coming your ass out of there. Benefiting off my good fertilizer. But look at my, you see all of my my red monsters. Look, all these onions. These were onions that fell down in there. Some onion seeds fell and volunteered themselves. And when you see these, take chance enough to get them out, because before you know it, that'll be big as a hedge, and you'll need clippers to get that out. Just get it out while it's little. But yeah, I can't wait to see what these beds do now that they are uncovered. And look at how thick that is. I know what y'all gonna say, girl, you need to thin that. I don't like how that's thin over there, but we're gonna let that fill in and see how that's gonna look. But over there where those gaps are, I assure you, see, like this here, I'm gonna come in here off camera and break. Child, there's a fly on there. I'm gonna break that off. Any place where it's just, you know, ridiculous amount of damage, all this stuff froze like this, not even worried about it. Just break it off and lay it down And it will. How did you flies survive? I'm seeing, and they walking slow. They must have been up under there when I put the plastic on. Anyway, c'est la vie. And these I had uncovered at one point in time. The radishes. And they did get damaged, and I pulled some leaves out. But they're gonna be all right. They're gonna bounce back. Like I said, this next 4-5 days worth of rain we're gonna get gonna be nice. I got some stuff that's going in. I'm gonna plant. I got some I planted some sugar snap peas over there. I had a few left that I had saved. I got some sugar snap plants going in as well, those that are in the greenhouse. But I'm gonna end this video here. Y'all stay tuned. I'm gonna show y'all the video of me uncovering everything in the back, okay? So until next time, see you guys later.